Welcome, my name's Gilbert. This is the foundational flow for the progression series. So each flow is going to be based off of this sequence, and then there'll be 3 levels. Each level is going to take you just a little bit further, introducing some new postures, introducing some new arm balances, and just different variations that you can use for your own personal practice, and everything's going to get started right here. If you have anything, I'd recommend a bottle of water. If you have blocks, I'd recommend 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, you don't necessarily need them. They'll just make things a little more accessible for you. But otherwise, your yoga mat and just something comfortable to wear. We will be moving, probably sweating, so just be ready for that. And if you're a beginner and this is your first time, just show yourself some grace. If this is your 1000th class, I ask you to come into it with an open mind and just allow yourself to move and feel it out. And then see what it is that you're capable of, and I'll be talking you through everything so that way we're in this together. All right? So to get started, just go ahead and take a comfortable seat on your mat. If you want, you can take a seat on your heels, the way I am. If that's uncomfortable on your knees, just sitting cross-legged. So first things first, one of the most important things in a vinyasa practice, or the most important thing, is just focusing on your breath. So the breath that we'll be working with is called your Ujjayi breath. And your Ujjayi breath is a steady, consistent inhale and exhale, both in and out through your nose, and finding equal length on your inhales and your exhales. So to practice this, just think about trying to fog up a mirror. So breathing out of your mouth, like, and then taking that, and then breathing back in through your mouth. And notice that constriction at the back of your throat. Now from here, seal your lips and just breathe in and out through your nose, trying to make that same sound. So in. And right here, finding your pace for practice. A steady, even breath in, equal length on the exhale. So this will help you be relaxed when posture starts to get a little more challenging. And notice how your breath starts to change. But try to find that breath within every posture and within the movement. So this way you're not speeding up, you're not trying to move any faster, you're not trying to do too much. You're staying within your breath and you're growing from there. So next things, go ahead and bring your palms together. And now press your palms evenly into one another. Notice where you feel the pressure. So if you're pressing mostly into the heel of your palm, try using more of your fingers. So press your fingers evenly into one another. Press your fingertips into one another. So the way this feels right here, this active engagement, I want that to be what you experience when your hands are on the floor. So that's just going to give you a wider base. It's going to ease up any tension that you might be feeling on your wrists. And it's going to distribute your weight a little more effectively through your hands. So that being said, go ahead and find a comfortable seat. You can place your hands here on your knees. And if you want, close your eyes. And then again, start to pay attention to your breathing. As we get things started, I invite you to just find your reason for choosing to do this class, this whatever time of day it is for you today. What is it that's calling you to your mat? Is this just a workout for you? Is this just to try something new? Is this a way to get in touch with your breath? And this whole process is just going to help you listen to yourself a little better, so that way eventually you can become your own teacher, listening to what your body's telling you, and then moving your practice from there. So once you find your breath, steady inhales and exhales, and breathe in and out, and in and out. Now from wherever you're at, making your way into a tabletop. So if hands plant firmly on the mat, shoulders over your wrists, and fingers spread wide. And here, take a look at your hands. So pointer finger straight up towards the top of your mat. Slight external rotation, so your middle finger is going to be pointed off to the sides. And then again, slightly externally rotating here in your arms. So this way, when you bend your elbows are going to hug tight along the sides of your ribs. And take some shoulders over your wrist, your hips. Feels good. Straighten one leg out. Maybe stretch your calf. Alternate sides. And no wrong or right movements here. Just allowing yourself to notice what your body's feeling right here, right now, and how you're showing up to your mat. And from here, return to a neutral tabletop. So notice here if you're dumping in your low spine, and keep your tailbone slightly tucked, and then shoulders hug back and even. Now from here, take a breath in, press into your palms, lift your back as high as you can towards your ceiling. And then exhale, lower your chest between your hands and let your shoulder blades hug in towards one another. Then inhale, lift your back. Exhale, lower your chest. One more time, inhale, lift your back. Exhale, lower your chest. And inhale, lift your back. Now take this to a cat pose, tuck your tailbone. Open your shoulders, chin to chest, and keep your eyes open. Look up towards your navel and really press into your hands. Stay for one more breath out, and then cow pose as you breathe in. Taking it in the opposite direction, tailbone lifts, shoulders hug back, gaze lifts. Now still pressing firmly into your hands. Exhale back to cat pose, chin to chest, round your back, tuck your tailbone, look to your navel. Inhale, cow. And one more time, exhale, cat. And inhale, cow. Now from your cow pose, maintain this shape here in your spine. We're going to take it to a puppy. Just gently walk your hands out in front of you as far as is comfortable. Think of squeezing your navel to your spine, belly towards your thighs. And if you can, ground your forehead. And stay active here in your arms so you're pressing down and away. And then hold here and breathe. You're opening and stretching the front line of your body. Just here for a moment, here for 3. And stay for 2. Next inhale, walk it back into your tabletop. And exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow, breathe in. And then from here, bring your big toes to touch, knees wide. And send your hips to your heels. And child's pose, lower your torso between your thighs. Again, you can ground your forehead. If that's too much for you and you're not quite hips to heels, just find a space where you can be comfortable, again, trying to bring your chest down towards the floor. Now relax your neck if your forehead's grounded, or if you have a block, feel free to bring your forehead onto a block and just rock your head side to side. Let go of any tension you're holding in your neck or your jaw and your shoulders. And next breath in, up into your tabletop. Bring your knees back in towards one another underneath your hips and take a breath in, cow pose. Then exhale, cat. And inhale, cow. And from here, send your hips back towards your heels. Squeeze your navel into your spine and walk your hands out long in front of you. So long here through your side body. Now look in between your hands and shift forward into a modified plank. So shoulders over your wrist, strong here in your hands. Tailbone's going to stay slightly tucked. So you're not dumping here into your low back. You're engaging your core. And take an inhale. Lower halfway, modified chaturanga, so your elbows are over your wrists, fingers are spread wide. One more breath in, and lower all the way down to your chest. Now tuck your toes if they were tucked, tops of your feet down, squeeze your thighs. Your kneecaps are going to lift, squeeze your glutes, your hips are going to press down. Low cobra pose. Little to no weight here in your hands. The strength here in your back is going to lift your heart. Keep extending out through the crown of your head. You can keep your chin tucked, look down the tip of your nose. One more breath in. And exhale, lower down. We'll do that twice more. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, lower your chest. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, lower down. Now tuck your toes. Press up to your modified plank. Breathe in. Send your hips to your heels as you breathe out. Hold for an inhale. Stay through an exhale. Now plank pose. Breathe in. Shift forward. Shoulders over your wrists. Now here, if you want to stay modified, keep your knees down. Otherwise, feel free to lift your knees. Take another breath in. Now lower halfway, chaturanga. Elbows stay over your wrist and tight towards your sides for one more inhale. Then lower all the way down to your chest. Untuck your toes. High cobra pose. This time, a little more weight in your hands. Still squeezing your glutes, hips down. And inhale, lift. So starting with your back and then using your hands to just find a little more space. Elbows hug tight, shoulders stay down, long through your neck. One more inhale. And exhale, take it down. 2 more high cobras. Inhale, high cobra. And exhale, lower down. One more time, inhale, high cobra. And exhale, lower down. Now tuck your toes. And you can keep your knees grounded. Otherwise, lift your knees, lift your hips, press into your hands all the way to plank. Hover your knees, send your hips back, then lift your hips for your down dog. Now in your down dog, take a look at your toes. Second toes pointing up towards your wrists. You can have a soft bend at your knees. Think of pressing your chest towards your stomach to your thighs, hips to the ceiling, and still grounding evenly here through your palms. Relax your neck. You can take some movement here, bend one knee, straighten one leg. And from here, come up high on your tiptoes and tuck your chin to your chest, wave forward into a plank. And keep your weight in your hands and tiptoe all the way up to a rag doll. Bend your knees as much as you need to, but try focusing on being strong in your hands. Once you reach the top, grab opposite elbows, rock and sway left to right. Here, bending your knees generously, try getting your torso, your stomach onto your thighs. And then from there, worry about straightening your legs. But to start, it's just releasing through your back, keeping your chin tucked, crown of your head heavy. If you haven't, you can switch your grip and maybe rock front to back. Just exploring all these different spaces. Shake your head no, not yes. Maybe even draw some circles on the mat with the crown of your head in one direction and then the other. And release your grip and inhale to a halfway lift. You can bring your hands to your shins, knees, or thighs, but try finding a space where your spine is long and flat. And notice if you're really leaning back, bring more weight in towards your toes, and notice when they start to grip the floor. Extend out through the crown of your head. Here for one more breath in. Then low lunge as you breathe out, step your left foot back, and then ground your left knee, untuck your toes. And in your low lunge, welcome some movement, rocking front to back here. Again, just feeling this out. Starting to stretch a little more here through your hamstrings, bringing some movement into your hips. And one more exhale. And crescent moon as you breathe in. Right knee's going to stop above your ankle. And then sweeping your hands high. Now here, if your hip's not super open, you can keep your left hip directly above your left knee. So think 90 degrees at both. And as you're feeling more open, take your right foot out in front of you. But again, remember knee over ankle. And from here, fingertips extend high towards the ceiling. Now strong here, we're sending your hips down and forward. Keep reaching up and out through your fingertips. If you want to take your gaze towards the ceiling, take one more breath in, lift, reach, and back bend as you breathe out. Cactus your arms, open your palms to the front of the room. Use the strength in your upper back to hug your shoulders together to open across your chest. One more breath out, back to crescent moon as you breathe in, and exhale, half splits. Hands to the mat, send your hips back, straighten your front leg. Now, if you're rounding in your spine, try to keep a long spine. If you've got your blocks, it's an excellent spot for your blocks. Choosing whatever height you need. You can point your toes, flex your foot, roll your ankle out, just feeling out this space. And one more breath in. Stay through the exhale. Keep your left hand grounded. And inhale, twist. Take your right hand high to the ceiling. If you can, if it feels all right, taking your gaze beyond your right fingertips. Here, still flexing through your right foot. Take another breath in. Back to your low lunge, breathe out. Crescent moon on the inhale, sweep your hands high. Back bend on your exhale, open your heart. Inhale, reach back up, crescent moon. Half splits as you breathe out. Left hand stays grounded. Inhale, twist, right arm up. And exhale, low lunge, hands frame your front foot. Now tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, step forward, halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. And inhale, halfway lift, switching sides. Step your right foot back, ground your toes, then your knee, and untuck your toes. Welcome some movement in your low lunge. And rocking a little front to back. Feeling this out. And one more breath out. And next inhale into your crescent moon. So again, left knee stops directly over the ankle. Shoulders over your hips, fingertips wide or high, and palms facing into one another. And relax your shoulders. Now keep pressing into the top of your right foot. Squeeze your right glute. So your right hip's going to come forward, left hip's going to drop back. Take another inhale. Then back bend as you exhale. Again, cactus your arms. Hug your shoulders together. Lift your gaze. Lift your heart. One more exhale. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, half splits. Sending your hips back. So not sending your hips too far back. Hips are going to stop directly over your right knee. And then here, if you need more space in your half splits, take your left heel forward. Again, blocks are available if you have them. Point your toes, flex your foot, roll it out. And one more breath out. Keep your right palm down. Flex your left toes and inhale, twist. Take your left hand high. Again, still long through your spine. Lift and reach. One more breath in. And exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent moon. Back bend on your breath out. Inhale, crescent moon. Half splits on your exhale. Keep your right hand down. And inhale, twist. Left arm up. And exhale, low lunge. Tuck your right toes. Lift your right knee. Step forward. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Forward fold. Breathe out. Now mountain pose. Ground through your feet. Inhale. Reach for the ceiling. Palms facing in towards one another. And from here, lift and reach. And go ahead and relax your shoulders for a moment. Relax your legs. So notice how it feels to be unengaged in this pose. And now press through your feet. Engage your quads, feel your kneecaps lift. Think of pressing your feet through the floor. Slight tuck here in your tailbone. And now lift up and out through your fingertips. Give yourself some space here through your ribs. Shoulders come up towards your ears, but the crown of your head is lifting as well. One more inhale. Back bend on your exhale. Now weight here in your heels. Squeeze your glutes, send your hips forward. Hug your shoulders back. Lift your heart. Stay through one more breath out. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your hands high. And exhale, forward fold. Take it all the way down. Hands to your shins. Halfway lift, breathe in. Now crouch and curl as you breathe out. Bring your fingertips to the floor. Come up high on your tiptoes, hips to your heels, forehead to your knees. So here, use some traction by pressing down and away into your hands to round your back. So here you're thinking of a cat back. All right, so really rounding, engaging. One more breath out. Then inhale, plant your palms. Keep your shoulders over your wrists and press into your hands, lift your hips. Notice the engagement in your core. Be lighter here in your feet as you step back to plank. Then lower halfway down, chaturanga. Lower your knees, untuck your toes, high cobra pose. Lifting your heart, knees and thighs stay grounded, heart reaches forward. One more breath in. Then tuck your toes as you breathe out, down dog, send your hips to the sky. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Now inhale high on your toes. Bend your knees, look to your hands, and step up towards your forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. In mountain pose, press through your feet, reach high through your fingertips. Back bend on your exhale. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Crouch and curl, breathe out. Inhale, plant your palms, press into your hands, lift your hips. Step back to plank. Lower halfway, chaturanga. Lower your knees, untuck your toes. High cobra, breathe in. Tuck your toes, down dog, send your hips up and back. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And out. Last time through that flow, up on your toes on the inhale. Bend your knees, look to your hands, step forward up to your forward fold. Then halfway lifts. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose, ground, reach high. Back bend as you breathe out. Inhale, mountain, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold, long, flat back, all the way down. Halfway lift. Crouch and curl. Inhale, plant your palms. Again, start to lift your hips. Step back, lower halfway. Untuck your toes, ground your knees. High cobra, breathe in. Tuck your toes, down dog, breathe out. And inhale. And exhale. And breathe in. And out. Now inhale up on your toes, bend your knees, look to the top. And exhale, step to your forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Chair pose on the inhale. Now here, grounding at your heels. Reach your hands up. If you can, biceps by your ears, chest stays lifted. Knees and thighs squeeze into one another. If this is uncomfortable, just make sure your knees and thighs and toes are parallel towards one another. If it's uncomfortable with your arms up, you can take your hands wide. You can always bring your hands just to heart center. Now grounding at your heels, take a breath in. Breath out. Now lift and spread your toes, breathe in. Ground from your small toe to your big toe. And drinking bird, sweep your hands behind you, palms facing one another. And now if you want to take it further, come up onto your tiptoes, lift your heels. Squeeze your thighs, muscles hugging tight to the bones. Think of using your triceps to lift your pinkies. One more breath in. Exhale, ground your heels. Inhale back to chair. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Crouch and curl, breathe out. Listen for the change. Plant your palms and inhale, lift your hips. And exhale, step back to plank. Now lower halfway, chaturanga. If you want to take high cobra, take it. Otherwise, up dog, come onto the tops of your feet. And inhale, lift your heart. So knees and thighs are lifted in up dog, extending tall through the crown of your head. You can look out straight in front of you, strong in your hands. One more inhale. Down dog on the exhale. Now inhale, lift your right heel high. Tuck your chin to your chest, look up towards your toes. And make sure your toes are flexed, pointing straight down to the mat. And try to keep your leg as straight as you can. Muscles hugging tight to the bones. One more breath in, lift. And need a nose here as you breathe out. Shoulders over your wrists, round your spine. Keep your heel close to your glute. Then inhale, kick it back up. And exhale, low lunge, step forward. See if you can ground your heel and then your toes. Right knee over your ankle, left heel over your toes, and crescent lunge as you breathe in. Hold here and breathe. Now feeling this out. Your right hip's going to draw back. You're pressing off your left toes, so your left hip comes forward. And if you're really leaning forward, bend your back knee so this way your tailbone can point down. You can bring your shoulders back, reach up. And then from there, try straightening your leg. Stance doesn't need to be super long, but just finding, again, what feels comfortable for you. Take another breath in and arch your pose. Lower your left knee to a hover. Draw your right shoulder back and reach your left fist forward, twisting across and around your spine. Using the strength in your core, so squeezing your inner thighs. Stay for one more breath out. And inhale back to crescent lunge. Warrior two on the exhale. Just spin your left heel down to the mat. Now from here, shoulders stack over your hips. Right knee stays over your right ankle. So notice here if your knees forward over your toes and bring it back. Knees in line here with your second toe pointing straight out in front of you. Back foot at about a 90-degree angle, maybe a little less. Pressing through the pinky side edge of your back foot. Take a breath in. Stay through your breath out. Flip your right palm, reverse triangle, straighten your right leg, reach high, open here through your side body. Take one more breath in and side angle pose, bend back into your right knee, elbow on top of your knee, and then left arm to the ceiling. Here, reach wide in opposite direction. You can keep your elbow to your knee, just avoid dumping into it. So here you're still active. Your strength is coming from your base. Your heels are squeezing into one another. If you want to use a block here, you can bring a block. So this way you can rest your right arm on it. Press your arm into your leg, leg into your arm. Lift and reach. Take a breath in. Breath out. Back to reverse triangle. Straighten your right leg. Reach high. And now side lunge over your left leg. Doesn't need to be super deep. Just bending your knee. Left knees and toes pointing in the same direction. Same thing with your right foot. Keeping your chest lifted. Sit a little lower. Stay for a breath out. Now star pose as you breathe in. Reaching wide, so heels and toes pointing in the same direction. Arms reach wide, lift and spread. And exhale back to your skandasana. Now standing splits at the top of your mat. Going back towards your right leg. Hands out in front of your front foot. Lift your left heel to the sky. Again, here feel free to use blocks. Just squeezing your left glute to lift your left heel as high as you can. Stay active through your foot. Pointing your toes or flexing. One more breath in. Low lunge, step your left foot down and back. And inhale, three-legged dog. Send your right heel high. From here, you can go straight to down dog or shift forward to plank. Lower halfway chaturanga. Up dog, breathe in. Knees and thighs stay lifted. Down dog, breathe out. Taking it right into your left side. Lift your left heel high. Again, chin to chest, look towards your toes. Notice where they're pointing. Flex down straight towards the floor. That'll level out your hips. One more breath in. Knee to nose as you breathe out. Heel close to your glute. Flex your toes. And inhale, send it back up. And exhale, low lunge. Left foot between your hands. And then from here, rise to crescent. Left knee over your left heel. Right heel over your toes. Hips square to the front of your mat. Shoulders relax. Take a breath in. Settle into it as you breathe out. And if you're leaning forward, bring your shoulders back, bend your knees so tailbones down to the floor, straighten your back leg from there. One more breath in and arch your pose, lower your right knee, left shoulder draws back, right fist reaches forward, twisting around your spine. Hold. Squeeze your thighs, take one more breath in. Sink a little deeper on this breath out. And inhale, crescent lunge. Warrior two, just spin your right heel down to the mat. So again, left knee over the ankle, back foot at about a 45 or 90-degree angle, maybe a little bit less. Shoulders square over your hips and reach wide here, fingertip to fingertip. Strong here through your back. Even though your hips are sitting low, tall through the crown of your head. Flip your left palm, reverse triangle, breathe in, straighten your left leg, reach straight up. Hold for a breath out. One more inhale. Side angle pose on the exhale, elbow to thigh. Right hand extends to the ceiling. If you can, chin to your right shoulder. Look and reach beyond your fingertips. Think here of stacking your shoulders, stacking your hips. Again, you can use a block for your left hand. Just avoid dumping into your left side body. Stay for one more exhale. And reverse triangle, straighten your front leg, reach up. And exhale, side lunge. So it doesn't need to be super deep. Right knees and toes, left knees and toes pointing in the same direction. Trying to keep your chest lifted. Stay through a breath out. Star pose, press into your right foot, lift and straighten. And exhale back to your side lunge. And standing split to the top of your mat. Left toes point towards the front. Hands frame your front foot. And then from here, lift your right heel. And take a breath in. Breath out. One more inhale. Low lunge on the exhale. Step your right foot down and back. And three-legged dog, left heel high. Then you can go straight to down dog or shift forward to plank. Lower chaturanga. Up dog, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. 3 breaths here. We're going to take that sequence, 1 breath, 1 movement. And inhale high on your toes. Bend your knees, look to your hands, and exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Chair pose on the inhale, hips low, heart up. Drinking bird on your exhale. Back to your chair, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, inhale. Crouch and curl, exhale. Plant your palms and inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, step back to plank. Lower halfway, chaturanga. Up dog, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. Inhale your right heel to the sky. Knee to nose on your exhale. Inhale, kick it back up. And exhale, step forward, low lunge. Set your base. Rise to your crescent on your inhale. Then archer on the exhale. Left knee down, right shoulder back, left fist forward. Back to crescent, breathe in. Left heel to the mat, open to warrior 2. Flip your right palm, reverse triangle, breathe in. Side angle pose on the exhale, elbow to thigh, left arm to the ceiling. Back to reverse triangle, breathe in. Side lunge over your left leg, breathe out. Star pose, breathe in. Exhale, side lunge. Standing splits all the way to the top of your mat. Just for a breath in, lift your left leg. And exhale, low lunge, left foot down and back. Three-legged dog, right heel high. Shift forward to plank. Lower chaturanga. Up dog, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. Left side, left heel up. Flex your toes. Knee to nose as you breathe out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, low lunge. Rise to your crescent, find your base. Archer pose, right knee hovers, left shoulder back, twist. Inhale, crescent. Warrior 2 as you breathe out, right heel to the mat. Flip your front palm, reverse triangle, breathe in. Side angle pose, breathe out. Back to reverse triangle on your inhale. Side lunge on your exhale. Back to star. Exhale, side lunge. Standing splits, top of your mat, right heel up. And exhale, low lunge, right foot down. Three-legged dog, left heel to the sky. Shift forward to plank. Lower chaturanga. Up dog, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. And inhale. And exhale. And breathe in. And out. Last time through the sequence, adding on just a little bit. High on your toes. Bend your knees, look to your hands. Step towards your forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Chair pose, inhale. Drinking bird on the exhale. Back to your chair, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, inhale. Crouch and curl, exhale. Plant your palms, lift your hips, step back to plank. Lower chaturanga. Up dog, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. Inhale your right heel high. Knee to nose on the exhale. Inhale, kick back up. And exhale, step through for your low lunge. Rise to your crescent, breathe in. Archer, breathe out, left knee down, right shoulder back. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, warrior 2. Flip your right palm, reverse triangle, breathe in. And exhale, side angle pose, hold here and breathe. Using your right arm against your right leg. Here, think of rolling your left ribs back, right ribs under, and extending out beyond your fingertips. Again, find your breath. Notice if it's steady, if it needs to breathe, if it's strained, you can bring your elbow onto your thigh. Give yourself a moment. Find your breath. Last 3, last 2, and 1. Reverse triangle, breathe in. And exhale, side lunge to the back. Star pose, breathe in. And exhale, side lunge. Standing splits, top of your mat. Hold here and breathe. Try straightening your right leg as much as you can. You can lift your spine as much as you need to, and then eventually just working your stomach and chest down towards your thigh. Hold here and breathe for 3. Low lunge in 2. And 1, left foot down and back. Listen for the change, left hand down. Now from here, easy twist, take your right hand high. Now if this is too much, feel free to lower your knee to give yourself a solid base. But if this feels all right, we're going to take it to a side plank variation. So roll to the outside of your left foot, flex your left foot. And from here, step your right foot back so you can stagger your feet. If that's too much, lower your left knee down to the mat. You can just reach up and out with your right hand. Hold here and breathe. Take your side plank. You've got it for 5. Hold and breathe here for 4. Got it for 3. Flow in 2 and 1. Hands to the mat. Lower halfway, chaturanga. Up dog, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. Left side, last time. Left heel to the sky. Knee to nose on the exhale. Kick it back up, breathe in. Low lunge, breathe out. Rise to your crescent on the inhale. Archer on the exhale. Right knee down, left shoulder back. Inhale, crescent. Warrior 2 as you breathe out. Flip your front palm, reverse triangle, straighten your left leg. And exhale, side angle pose. Right elbow to your right thigh. Hold here and breathe. Again, keep pressing to the outside of your right foot. Keep grounding here through your left knee. Stays above the ankle. Shoulders stacked, ribs stacked, hips open. Taking your variation, last 5. Breathe, 4. Reverse triangle in 3, 2, and 1. Next inhale, reach up. And exhale, side lunge to the back. Star pose, breathe in. And exhale, side lunge. Standing splits, top of your mat. Again, you can keep your chest lifted, but try keeping your back leg straight. And as your heart lowers, your leg will lift. Hold and breathe here for 5, 4. Low lunge in 3, 2, and 1. Low lunge. From here, plant your right hand. Again, you can use a block if you need a block. Shoulder over your wrist. And from here, twist, take your left hand high. Just using this as a transition to side plank. Same options, roll to the outside here of your right foot. Step your left foot back, stagger your feet, flex your feet. If you need to, lower your right knee. Hold and breathe for 5. Flow in 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Hands to the mat, lower halfway. Up dog, breathe in, ground your knees. You can take a seat on your heels or child's pose and give yourself just a moment. Hold and breathe. If you need some water, grab some water. If you need a towel off like I do, towel off. Meet in a down dog in 3, and 2, and 1. Down dog. Tuck your toes, hips high. Maybe walk it out if you need to. Reset. Notice how you're breathing. Notice how you're feeling. And ready to keep going. Ground here through your left foot. And inhale, lift your right heel high. Now as you exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow. Hold here for a moment. Press through your hands. Lift your back. Keep your heel still as close to your knee as you can. One more exhale. And inhale, kick your heel back up. And exhale, low lunge. Plant your right foot between your hands. Rise to your crescent as you breathe in. And settle as you breathe out. And take one more inhale. Now back bend as you exhale. Cactus your arms, lift your heart. And take a breath in. Breath out. Now lean forward and reach your arms forward. Strong here in your front leg. And now airplane arms, just sweep your hands back. Think drinking bird. Arms back. Now shift your weight into your right leg. Big movement here. Press into your right foot. Float and lift your left knee. Single-legged Tadasana. Now strong here in your base. You're going to press into the ball mounds here of your right big toe. And then press through the pinky side edge of your foot. And your heels here for stability. Still engaging your quad. Take another breath in. Now eagle pose. Cross your left leg over your right. And from here, just bring your palms together. Forearms together. Shoulders hug down your back. So this is just a variation here for your eagle pose to help you start opening in the space between your back. If you want to take this further, you can bring your left arm under, right arm over, grab opposite shoulders. And from here, if you're feeling open, back of hands, or the furthest, bringing your palms to touch. So meeting yourself wherever you're at, grounding here through your heels, sitting your hips down and back, leaning your shoulders back, last 3. Unwrap in 2 and 1. Inhale, single-legged Tadasana. From here, step back to your crescent lunge with airplane arms. Slow and controlled. Ground your left heel, open to warrior 2. Breathe in. Stay for your breath out. Flip your right palm. Reverse triangle, straighten your right leg, reach high. And now triangle pose. Keep this space here in your side body. Reach out in front of you. Then right hand down wherever it lands on your leg. If that's your thigh, stay on your thigh. If you're reaching closer towards your toes, stay there. Then left arm extends up, hugging your shoulders back. Hold here and breathe. Another good spot here for a block. Steady with your breath. Last 3 and 2. Keep your arms wide and 1. Inhale, come up. And then parallel your feet towards the side of your mat. Reach wide here. Then exhale, take a wide leg forward fold. With ragdoll arms, grab opposite elbows. Bend your knees as much as you need to and let the crown of your head hang heavy. Rock and sway here side to side. Let go of any tension you're holding in your neck and your upper back. And this is really great here for your low back too. And it helps more the more you bend your knees to get into your low back. Otherwise, if you want to stretch more through your hamstrings, engage your quads. Think of lifting your hips, tilt your pelvis forward. And again, you can just rock and sway for a moment, hold and breathe. Here for 3. Here for 2. And release. Arms wide, flat back. Inhale all the way up. Pivot on your right heel, point your right toes to the front, back to your warrior 2. Flip your right palm, reverse warrior. Keep the lunge here in your right leg as your right hand reaches straight up to the ceiling. Stay for a breath out. 1 more breath in, then low lunge, hands to the mat. 3-legged dog, send your right heel up and back. Shift forward to plank, lower chaturanga. Up dog, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. Left side, inhale your left heel high. And exhale, left knee towards your left elbow, shoulders over your wrist. Press firmly through your hands. Hold here. Strong. 1 more breath out. And inhale, kick high. Exhale, low lunge. Set your base. Rise to your crescent. Hold for an exhale. And take another breath in. Back bend. Breathe out. Breathe in. Last exhale. Lean forward, reach forward, biceps by your ears. Strong in your front leg. Sweep your arms back as you breathe out. Hold for a breath in. Commit here to your left leg. Exhale. Then inhale, shift forward. Lift your right knee. Flex your right foot. Hold here and breathe. Find your base and taking it to your eagle pose. Cross your right leg over. If you're struggling with your balance, you can always ground your right toes. And if you're ready, forearms and elbows together. Elbows shoulder height and lifted. Forearms peel away from your body. If you want to take this further, right arm under, grab shoulders, back of hands, or palms. And if your palms are touching, elbows still in line with your shoulders, shoulders draw down your back. Squeeze everything tight to the midline of your body. Hold here for 3. Unwrap in 2. And 1. Inhale, unwrap. And exhale, step back. Crescent lunge, airplane arms. Ground your right heel. Open to warrior 2, breathe in. Settle on your breath out. Flip your front palm, reverse triangle on the inhale. Triangle pose, left side, reach out long in front of you. Left hand down, anywhere from your thigh down towards your toes, and right arm reaches to the ceiling. If you can, chin by your right shoulder, look beyond your fingertips. And hold and breathe. So squeezing your inner thighs and pulling your heels towards one another. Last 3, star and 2. And 1. Inhale, come up. This time arms wide, heels and toes point in the same direction. Then palms to touch. And exhale, sit low in a goddess squat. So in your goddess squat, think of squeezing your glutes to open your knees wide. You're naturally going to want to lean forward, but try to keep your chest lifted, tailbone slightly tucked. And breathe in. And sit a little deeper as you breathe out. And breathe in. A little deeper. Last time, inhale. Sink into it on the exhale. And inhale back to start pose. Exhale, warrior 2 to the front. Flip your front palm, keep your lunge, and reverse warrior, breathe in. Stay for a breath out. 1 more inhale, lift and reach. Exhale, hands to the mat. 3-legged dog, left heel to the sky. And exhale, shift forward to plank. Lower halfway, chaturanga. Up dog, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. And inhale. And exhale. And breathe in. And breathe out. Now inhale your right heel high. Listen for the change. Now bring your right knee towards your left elbow. ground your left heel, and kick your right foot out, flex your foot, ground the outside of your right foot, then lift your left hand to the ceiling, fall in triangle. Hold here and breathe for 5. Keep your hips up for 4. Keep flexing your feet for 3, strong in your hand for 2, and 1, left hand back down. Inhale your right heel high. Exhale, low lunge, step to the top. And inhale, rise to crescent. Back bend as you breathe out. Inhale, lean forward, reach forward. Exhale, sweep your hands back, shift your weight into your right leg, and inhale, lift your left knee. Now from here, taking it to a twist, bring your right hand over your left thigh, keep your spine long, and twist, take your left hand back. Now here, press your leg into your arm and your arm back into your leg. If it feels all right, maybe take your gaze over your left hand or just stay where you are for 3. Back to center in 2, and 1, center, breathe in. Step back, reach back, crescent lunge, airplane arms as you breathe out. Open to warrior 2. Stay for your breath out. Now flip your front palm, reverse triangle, breathe in. Now half moon pose. Bend your front knee, reach your right hands out in front of you if you have a block, to use a block or use your water bottle. But you're shifting forward, shoulder over your wrist, and lift your left leg. Flex your left foot. You can keep your gaze down at your right hand, but try to become lighter here in your fingertips. Hold and breathe for 5. Stay 4. Reverse warrior in 3. Last 2 and 1. Bend your front knee, ground your back foot. Inhale, reach up and back. And exhale, warrior 2. Now crescent lunge, sweep your left hand forward, come up onto your left toes. Find your crescent lunge. Take another breath in, lift and reach. Now from here, twist, take your left hand forward, reach your right hand back. Now if that's too much on your shoulders, you can cactus your arms and twist. You can keep your hands at heart center and twist. Try keeping your hips square. Hold here and breathe. You've got it for 3. Stay for 2. And crescent lunge, breathe in. Low lunge, breathe out. 3-legged dog, send your right heel high. We're going to take this to wild thing. Shift forward to plank. Roll to the outside of your left foot. Ground your right leg behind you. Toes and heels. Now open your heart towards the ceiling. Look and reach past your right fingertips. Hold 5, 4, 3, flow in 2, and 1. Right hand to the mat. Lower halfway chaturanga. Up dog, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. Taking that to the left side. Inhale your left heel high. Left knee to your right elbow. Ground your right foot. Kick your left leg out. And inhale, reach your right hand up. Hold here, breathe. You got it, 5. Hips up for 4. Feet flex for 3. Last 2. And 1. Right hand down and inhale, left heel high. Exhale, step forward, low lunge. Rise to your crescent, find your base. Back bend, breathe out. Inhale, crescent lunge or reach forward. And exhale, sweep your hands back. Shift your weight into your left leg. Inhale, bring your right knee up. So knee in line with your hip, ankle underneath your knee. From here, twist left hand to the outside of your right thigh. And then reach your right arm back. And if that's too much, you can bring your hand to your hip. Just find a variation for a twist that works for you. Breathe, 5, 4, center in 3, last 2, and 1. Inhale, center. Exhale, step back, reach back. Open to your warrior 2. Hold for a breath out. Flip your left palm, reverse triangle, and taking this to half moon, bend your left knee. Reach your left hand out in front of your left toes. Plant your hand. Then from there, straighten your left leg. Lift your right leg. Stacking shoulders, stacking hips. Hold and breathe for 5, 4, 3. Reverse warrior in 2 and 1. Ground your back leg. Bend your front knee and inhale up and back. Exhale, warrior 2. Crescent lunge, breathe in. Come up onto your left toes. And exhale, open arm twist. Left hand back, right hand forward. Again, same options here. You can keep your hands at your heart. You can cactus your arms. Find your twist. Reach wide, hips stay even. Use the strength in your core to twist a little deeper. One more exhale. And inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat. 3-legged dog, taking this to wild thing. Shift forward to plank. Roll to the outside of your right foot. Plant your left leg behind you. And inhale, lift your hips. So your right leg's going to stay long and active, lifting and opening for 3. Last 2, and flow, hands to the mat. Lower halfway chaturanga. Up dog, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. And inhale. And exhale. And high on your toes, bend your knees, look to your hands. And exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. And inhale to a mountain pose, bring your palms to touch, heel toe your feet together. And from here, seated prayer twist, hands to heart center. Try bringing your left elbow to your left or right thigh. Palms press evenly, elbows stacked. If that's not there for you, it's too much. Keep your hands at your chest, and from here, just twist. Just pay attention to what's happening at your knees. Knees and toes here in the same line. And hips will stay in the same line. So you're using your strength in your core to twist. Hold here, 5. And 4. 3. Last 2. Chair pose, breathe in. And forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, inhale, separate your feet about hips distance. You can bring your peace fingers around your big toes. Lengthen your spine, bend your knees as much as you need to, stomach along your thighs, then chin to chest, crown of your head heavy, pull against your feet, press into your feet, then slowly start to lift your hips. Hold here for 5. Breathe 4. 3. Release your grip in 2. And 1. Release. Halfway lift, breathe in, heel toe your feet together. Exhale, forward fold. Mountain pose, bring your palms to touch. And exhale, seated prayer twist, taking it to the opposite side, right elbow to your left thigh. Same options, you can keep your hands at your chest and just twist. Knees in the same line, hips in the same line. And try keeping your stomach off of your thighs. Squeezing your navel in, use your core strength to twist, as opposed to the leverage here of your arm against your leg. Breathe, 5, 4, 3, 2, chair, breathe in. And forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, separate your feet, hips distance. Now gorilla pose, lift your toes, slide your palms underneath your toes. So here bend your knees as much as you need to take that grip. Again, crown of your head heavy, then press into your feet. Try to straighten your legs as best you can, as much you can. Here for 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1, release. Now halfway lift, heel toe your feet out just a little wider. Heels in, toes out. And if you need a block, grab a block. Something to sit on. I'm going to take it to a yogi squat. And from here, sitting down as low as you can. Your heels might not touch the floor, and that's okay. Eventually, we'll get there. But giving yourself some space here. Hands together at heart center, trying to sit tall. Shoulders hug back, chest proud. Steady your breath. Squeeze your glutes to open your thighs a little wider. As you're grounding through your heels, think of pressing down still through your toes. For 3, forward fold in 2, and 1, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in, heel toe your feet together. And exhale, fold forward. Mountain pose, palms together. And hands to heart center. Taking this to a tree pose. Now ground firmly into your left leg. And if you're struggling with balance, you can stay here in a kickstand. Right ankle along your left heel. And you're pressing your left leg into your right and right into your left. Same thing here with your hands, equal pressure. And if you're feeling all right, maybe take your foot higher up your leg. Just avoid pressing directly onto your knee. And from here, you can even bring your leg a little higher. So your right knee is going to be pointing in line with your shoulders and your hips. If you feel good in your balance, feel free to take your hands high. You can send your arms wide. Pressing down through your foot, growing tall, still lifting and active. Hold here for 5. Breathe 4. 3. Hands together and ground in 2. And 1. Palms touch. And exhale, hands to your heart. Ground both feet. Shift your weight into your right leg. And then take it to the left side. So again, you can stand a kickstand. Foot to shin, foot to thigh. Just avoid pressing onto your knee. Hands press if you feel good here. And feel free to lift and reach, hold, and breathe. Find something still to focus your gaze on. And steady with your breath. And last 3, 2, And 1. Palms together and exhale, both feet down. If you need to shake it out, shake it out. And inhale, reach your hands high. Now from here, side body stretch. Just bring your left arm over to the right. You can bring your right hand down by your side. And think of rolling your left ribs back, right ribs under. Keeping your chin off your chest. 1 more exhale. And inhale up to your mountain pose. And switching sides, left hand down by your side. Right arm reaches up and over. Right ribs roll back. So squeezing your thighs, plant evenly through your feet. 1 more exhale here. And inhale, rise to your mountain pose. Now dancer on the right side. So bring your right hand down by your side and right foot, right hand. So if you can, grab the inner arch of your foot. If that's not quite there for you, you can grab the pinky side edge. By the way, think of keeping your knees together, heart to the front, hips to the front. And now your right arm's going to be long and straight. All right, so no bend here in your elbow. Just start to draw your right knee away and kick your heel up and away. So as you kick into your hand, you're pulling against your foot. Think cat back here in your back, so you're lifting your gaze. Maybe look towards your left fingertips. Kick and breathe. Hold here. So weight's in the front of your left foot. You're still engaging your left quad. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Inhale to your mount. And take it to the left side. So left palm facing out. And grab the inner arch of your left foot. Otherwise, feel free to grab the outside. Knees stay together. Breathe in and lift. Left arm stays long. Start to kick back and away as you kick and lift. Let that be what reaches your heart forward. Keep your gaze on your right fingertips. Hold here. And breathe. And kick and lift. Steady gaze. Easy breath. And if you fall out of it, you fall out of it. You got it for 5. You can get back in. You got 4. Stay with it for 3. Last 2. And 1. Mountain pose. Breathe in. And hands to heart center as you breathe out. And bring your hands to your back like you're sliding them down your pockets. And hug your shoulders and elbows in. Just a standing back bend here. Grounding at your heels. Send your hips forward. Heart up. Chin up. And slowly take it as far back as you feel comfortable, but you're lifting first to avoid dumping or any compression in your low back. And then slowly take it back for 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale, stand tall. Now exhale, tuck your chin. Inhale, mountain pose. Forward fold as you breathe out. Halfway lift, breathe in. Crouch and curl on the exhale. Breathe in. Now go ahead and ground your knees. Untuck your toes. Coming into a camel. And so for a camel pose, you want your knees about 2 fist distance apart. So if you want, you can measure it out. If you have a block, you can set a block in between your thighs and just think about squeezing it. So doing whatever it is that you need to do to find your space. Think of pressing the tops of your shins down. Now hands at your back like you're sliding them down your pockets. All right, squeeze your glutes, send your hips forward. Start to lift up and out of your sternum. Lift your chin. You can stay right here. You do not need to go any further. But if you're feeling all right, continue to lift first and then slowly start to take your gaze back. Hips stay over your knees and forward. Hold here and breathe for 7, 6, 5, 4, and last 3, 2, slowly come up and tuck your chin last. And take a breath in. And exhale, take a seat on your heels. And breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. And exhale, go ahead and sit over your legs. Sweep them out in front of you. And now your right foot out long. And left foot against your inner right thigh. Bend your right knee here as much as you need to. You're going to take a basket grip, so interlace your fingers. Fist high towards the ceiling. Square your shoulders, square your hips. Breathe in. And now round your spine. Bring your forehead to meet your knee. And basket grip under the ball mounds here of your feet. So maintain this connection. And then from here, you can slowly slide your heel away from you. But again, focus on your forehead to knee. Left shoulder is going to roll towards the floor. Last 3 and 2. Release. Sit up tall. Now bring your left hand behind you. Ground through your left shin. Point your right toes. Stargazer pose. Press into your hand. Press into your shin. Lift your hips. Look to your right fingertips as you reach overhead for 3. Come down in 2. And 1. Make your way back down. Now a couple different options for pigeon pose. If you have really tight hips, option 1, just cross your left ankle over your right knee. Sit nice and even, and from here you can lean forward. All right. If you want to take it a little further, interlace your fingers, thread the needle. You can interlace your hands behind your right thigh or in front of your right shin. Shoulders flat on the mat, chin tucked. You can stay here. If you want to get a little further, plant your right foot first, hands behind you, and cross your left ankle over your right knee. Shoulders hug back, foot stays flat. So here, just really paying attention to your knee and your hips. There's going to be a difference between a stretching sensation that might feel uncomfortable, but you can stay with it. It's not going to be as sharp as a pain that maybe will hurt. So if you feel anything sharp, ease away from that. Take care of your joints. Listen to your body. And hold wherever you are for 5 more breaths. And slowing it down. Notice what you're feeling, where you're feeling. Allowing yourself to just move through it. And last 3, and 2, and 1. Make your way back up into a seat, then switching sides. Left foot out, right foot in against your inner thigh. It's almost like a tree pose sitting down. Adjust your sit bones, interlace your fingers. Bend your left knee, forehead to knee, basket grip underneath the ball mound of your foot. And from there, slowly slide your heel away. Right shoulder towards the mat. Still sitting balanced. One more breath out. And release your grip as you inhale, sit up tall. Plant your right hand behind you, ground through your right shin. Point your left toes, stargazer pose. Lift your hips. Reach your left hand up and back. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come down. Same options here for pigeon. Right ankle can cross over your left knee. From here, full forward. Thread the needle behind your thigh, in front of your shin. Lower all the way to your back. Otherwise, third option, hands behind your back. Right ankle crosses over. Sit evenly, hug your shoulders back, press your chest towards your shin. Find your variation and breathe. And slowly ease your way out of it. And go ahead and plant your feet and hands behind you. Fingertips pointing towards your heels. Coming into a reverse tabletop. So ground down, squeeze your glutes, lift your hips, hug your shoulders back, take your gaze behind you, hold here 5. Stay for 4. Got it. 3, 2, and slowly make your way down. And hands to the tops of your knees. Lower all the way onto your back. You can rock your knees side to side. Just one more back bend, heart opener. Going to take it to a bridge pose. So go ahead and plant your feet flat on the mat. Bring your middle fingers as though you're trying to swipe for the back of your heels. And if you can touch them, great. If not, just know that that's where we're eventually trying to get towards. Palms face down on the floor. Hug your shoulders to the mat. Chin stays tucked. Now press into your feet, bridge pose. Think of lifting your sternum up to meet your chin. Hold here 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower your hips. And then cactus your arms, open up your feet about as wide as your mat. And then let your knees just topple over towards the right side. So your left knee is going to be by your right heel. Shoulders are going to stay grounded. Your left hip's naturally going to lift some, and that's all right. Just easing into the twist, let gravity, let your breath do the work. If you want, you can stay looking to the ceiling. You can close your eyes. You can bring your chin to your left shoulder. And for one more breath out, then inhale up to center. And then exhale, let your legs fall over towards the left. Again, shoulders grounded. You can stay looking to the ceiling. You can look over your right shoulder. Let gravity work. Let your breath do the work. Just allow yourself to let go and to be in this twist. For one more breath out, and inhale back up to center. Hands to the tops of your knees. Draw your knees towards your armpits. You can rock a little side to side. And bring your knees and thighs together. And kick your heels up to the ceiling. And keep your hands behind your thighs for waterfall. You can let them rest. If you have a block, it's a good space even for a block to just bring onto your sacrum. And then kick your heels to the ceiling. Just giving yourself an inversion to wrap class up. Or even if you want to move to a wall, feel free to just set your hips up against the wall and kick your heels towards the ceiling. That's excellent for your low back. Just a good inversion to help slow things down. Give yourself another 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Slowly ground your feet. If you're on a block, remove the block. Last little bit of effort. Bring your knees and thighs together. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Bring your forehead up to meet your knees. Squeeze yourself into a tight, tiny little ball. And take one more breath in. And Shavasana as you breathe out. Let your legs lay long. Let your arms rest at your sides. So take whatever little fidgets or movements you need to let yourself get comfortable. And let yourself be still. Just pay attention to how it feels to be in this space that you're in. How it feels to be on your mat. How it feels in your body. Just letting your breath flow through you effortlessly and unobstructed. Letting any thoughts or any sensations come and go with your breath. Letting your muscles just relax from their bones. Allowing yourself to sink deeper into your mat. We're always used to being on the go, so welcome these couple minutes of stillness. And if you need to stay here longer, stay as long as you need. Feel free to close your class out here. But as you're ready, awareness back to your breath. Being intentional, being deliberate, long inhales. Slow exhale. And welcome movement to your fingers, your toes, ankles, your wrists. You can start to rock your head side to side. Maybe you take a full body stretch. Reach long through your fingertips. Extend through your toes. You can bend your knees. Let them knock left to right. If you want a fetal position, choosing a side, you can use that arm as a pillow. And with whatever arm's on top, you can use that to help press you up into a comfortable seat. Adjusting your sit bones so you're sitting even. Sit tall, shoulders up and down your back. You can bring your left hand on your heart, right hand over your left. And then just take a moment here to acknowledge yourself for showing up. For setting aside this hour, this time, this space to do something for yourself. And whatever your practice means to you and whatever your intention is, thank you so much for sharing that with me. Your strengths, your vulnerabilities, your curiosities, your willingness to just play. It's been such a pleasure. It's been such an honor. And until next time, I wish you well, and namaste.